Love expressed by the devotee to the Lord is devotion, isn't it? And one of the most famous devotees of Lord Krishna is Meera. One of our brothers whom Swami used to often call to sing Meera bhajans in particular. He was a student of the music college, and Swami would very often pick these few students and ask them to sing the most famous compositions of Meera. And this particular song, Darshani Dijo Aaj, was a song that Swami would make him sing ever so often. So he was narrating to us how he would have sung it at least 30-40 times at Swami's behest. And on this one particular occasion, and Swami would enjoy it every time, and Swami would keep asking for him to sing that over and again. On this one particular occasion, as he was singing it, everybody noticed that Swami was getting visibly very moved, because Swami would remember Meera, and Swami would often get very moved. And Swami is looking at this brother and saying, "You're not crying. Why are you not crying?" So he says that he very candidly admits that he didn't have that feeling as he was singing. And he says, seeing Swami expecting him to cry, it seems he started to contort his face and pretend like he was crying. Do all that and give the impression that I'm really moved by the song. And Swami watches that, and Swami looks at him and says, "Tears nahi aata hai. Tears are not coming." So he says, then he subsequently surrendered and said, "Swami, no tears, Swami, I'm not able to cry." And then Swami told him, the day you truly feel and the true tears come from your eyes, that day you would realize how much devotion Meera had for me. And he says, I would only pray every time subsequently. I would keep praying, saying, "Swami, give me that kind of devotion. I hope once I'm able to render that song such that, I really live up to your expectations of singing Meera bhajans."
Sorry to interrupt, Siddharth. I often think that this was the Satya Sai avatar, in one sense, was the timing of this avatar was an avataric blunder. And I'll tell you why I think, because we often would see Swami completely breaking down in front of us when we would sing Meera bhajans and Tyagaraja bhajans, and this thought, the thick-skinned buffaloes that we are, Swami used to call us Dunapotas. That's why I'm taking the liberty of kind of using myself to be as a thick skin. I would wonder, "Swami, why are you crying now? See, if you really wanted to enjoy, you should have come when Meerabai was around, isn't it? That would be the best time to take an avatar, right? If Tyagaraja was around and if you came to avatar, you would have a walking MP3 player with you, and it would be a win-win situation for both. You also enjoy Tyagaraja singing, Tyagaraja also enjoys, singing to you. So I think there is one timing problem. You kind of made a blunder because now you are coming, okay, and making us sing their compositions, and then you are weeping and you are crying. Probably it was only to show us that they could have lived physically without me. You buffaloes cannot. But I will cry thinking of them, so that something at least you will learn from them. Try to get little bit of the devotion that they had for the Lord. He was talking about Meera.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you in return. So I remember one more occasion where boys had gone with Swami to Kodaikanal. And it is the usual tradition that on one of the days, Swami would give all of us some money and say, "Go and buy something, buy some souvenirs and come back so that you can take it back to your family when you go home after the vacation." So when boys had gone shopping, and invariably boys would like to buy something for Swami as well. Obviously, we would like to give something from our side to Swami. And this particular year, Swami was, like I had mentioned, these Meera boys had gone with Swami, and the theme for the Kodai trip was Meera. Every day they would be doling out all the Meera songs that they knew. So when they went shopping in the bazaar, they noticed that there was a plaster of Paris idol of Meera. So they thought this might be a nice gift to give to Swami, and they bought the same. And in the evening when Swami he would not just send us shopping, he would call us in the evening and find out what each bought. And he would say, what have you bought? Swami, this is for my father. Swami, this is for my mother. How much did you pay for it? Did you bargain? Swami would not like us to bargain with the shopkeeper. Swami would say, I gave you the money. Who asked you to bargain? So they were showing their gifts, and finally they said, Swami, and they showed this. Swami said, what is this? Swami, this is Meera Bai. Okay, so Swami, we bought this for you. And then Swami said, Idi Bommara, this is just a doll. Meera Natone Undi. Meera is in me. We were talking about how externally we would like to try to impress Swami, but Swami was all about the heart. And just as Brother Amay was mentioning, that is what stood out when he showed us the lives of those saints. And Swami didn't have to come down in their own time for them to merge with Swami. Swami indicated by that, saying that Meera is in me. So this is something that when we talk about love, devotion is nothing but love for the Lord becomes devotion.
Coming to the other great, and the next song, Ek Raadha, Ek Meera, that's the next song. The other devotee in this particular song is Raadha. And I'll just very quickly tell you one very beautiful incident that happened way back in the 1970s. This was something that Professor Lakshmi Narasimhan sir, the former registrar, had told us. He said that Swami had written, so Swami would spend quite a lot of time in Vrindavan, with the students, and for a few months he would go back to Parthi and then return back. Because at that time there was nothing much happening in Parthi as such, in the 70s. So on one occasion, Swami had returned back to Puttaparthi, and he had written a letter to the boys in the hostel, which he wanted to be read out. And the whole letter that Swami had written was about developing love like how the Gopikas had for Lord Krishna. Swami had written to the students that students should develop that kind of love that Gopikas had for Krishna. And he had made one sentence that the Gopikas and Radha found separation in unity and unity in separation. Now this was a sentence which was kind of, it didn't make much sense to Lakshmi Narasimhan sir at that moment. And so he had kept the letter, he read it out, and a few months later when Swami came back to Vrindavan, Swami asked him, did you read the letter? So he said, yes Swami. He said, did you understand it? He said, Swami, I didn't understand, what do you mean by this one sentence? Unity in separation and separation in unity. And Swami went on to tell him this beautiful story. He said, after Krishna left Gokula, that is Vrindavan, and went back to Mathura, Radha, they say that, in Bhagavata Purana, the mention of even Radha is not there in the original Bhagavata Purana. The reason being that Shukamuni, who was telling this story to Parikshit, the moment he would say Radha, he would be transported into trance. And he could not afford that because only 7 days were there for Parikshit. So he wouldn't say Radha. So therefore Radha's mention is also not there in Bhagavata Purana. Swami said, this great soul that Radha was, she just cut away from everybody. She went away from the entire, the Gokula, and on the banks of Yamuna, she made her own house. And in every leaf, she would see Krishna. In every wave of Yamuna, she would see Krishna. In every butterfly there, she would see Krishna. And so she was lost in her own Krishna. And in that sense, there was unity in separation. In separating from Krishna, she found unity in Krishna. Many years back, later, Swami says that Krishna came back once to Vrindavan and he met all the Gopikas, and at the end of the entire picnic, he asked, where is Radha? And they said, Radha doesn't stay with us anymore. She stays away from us. So Krishna goes alone and he knocks on the door of Radha's hermitage. And Radha is lost in her Krishna. And the moment there is a knock on the door, it cuts her connection with, the heart Krishna. She opens, so she's kind of disturbed. Who is this disturbing me? She opens the door only to find Lord Krishna himself standing in front of her. Swami said that is separation in unity. That is, she was separated from her Krishna and she was united with the Krishna who was standing. That is how I want my voice to be. When I am not here, be lost in my thoughts. When I come over here, enjoy with me. That is how beautiful the relationship between Radha and Krishna is. So this next song beautifully conveys this. through this song.
एक राधा एक मीरा दोनों ने शाम को चाहा अंतर क्या दोनों की चाह में बोलो अंतर क्या दोनों की चाह में बोलो एक प्रेम दीवानी एक तरस